Hey, everybody. Welcome to the show. We are here with Tamra Simons, 17 years in real estate. She's a certified coach with John Maxwell. A lot of things she's doing with new agents. She's been around the business here for a while. So we're going to have a great conversation. Stick around. Here we go. Tamra, good afternoon. How are you?
Hey,
How's
thanks
life
for
in
having
Utah?
me.
I'm glad you're here. It's good to catch up, good to connect. How's everything going over there? You're in Utah doing real estate?
I am, and the sun is finally shining today. It's rained the last 3 days, so it's nice to see a little sunshine.
I hear you. We got the clouds and the rain going on over here. We need the rain though. We need the moisture. Keep the fires away. So anyway, no complaints over here. But yeah, no, I'm ready for sun and summer and everything else. But anyway, how's your business going? How's business over there?
Business is rocking and rolling. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
our market's been just on fire like most everywhere else. I mean,
Sure.
it's pretty common knowledge. We've had the low inventory and high demand, and we're starting to see a shift. It's
Are
it's
you?
starting to shift a little bit. Maybe we
Yeah.
won't see 100 offers on one property.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
kind of slowing down. But
For
we're also
sure.
getting more inventory on market, which is nice to see as well.
Mm-hmm. I know one of the things we're trying to really work with our sellers right now. My wife and I work together. She's a realtor also. So, but we're really trying to teach the sellers, like, let's not chase the market down. Let's price it right here at the beginning. And the benefits of that will be big. We're still seeing sellers that kind of like, in last summer's market. It's like, no,
Yeah.
no, 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 no. We're seeing a shift. So,
Yeah.
and a quick example of that, like, just to share this, we had a client, we put their house on the market here. It's been about 3 weeks ago. And they wanted to list at $499. And we looked at the comps, we showed them all the stuff. And I showed them how many price adjustments had happened just in the last like 2 days, like 150 different price drops. So I said, like, no, let's don't do this. We put it at 469. We ended up with 11 offers and it sold for 515. So they're all happy and excited. But again, I think if we'd have priced it at 499, we'd still probably be on the market and now down to 469. And now you're old news and
Absolutely.
what's wrong with that house. And so it's a matter of teaching the sellers, like, it's a different market. So
For
things you
sure.
learn,
We
things
had
you
a
learn along
similar.
the way.
Oh yeah, we've had a similar incidents here because anything over 600 here, you're starting to see it stay on market a little bit longer.
Right.
And so sellers are still in that market of, I can demand whatever I want. I'm going to get this price. And I think it's our jobs to kind of redirect them to just exactly what's happening so that they price right, so that we achieve the goals that they're after.
For sure. For sure. So 17 years in the business.
Yeah, that it's
There you
crazy.
go.
I was looking at that the other day and I'm like, is that right?
I hear you. It's 20 for me. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm still alive, still moving, still going strong. So anyway,
Yeah. I
what
did
got you?
appraisal before I was an agent.
Okay. I was going to ask you what got you into real estate. So, okay.
Yeah,
Appraisals first.
I actually started in appraisal. So there's like 19 years there, but we're only claiming 17 because
Yeah.
because I only did 2 years as an appraiser and then
Okay.
realized that I didn't really want to be on the back side of the transaction. I'm
Yeah.
more of that people person. And so appraisal wasn't necessarily my thing, but I've loved having the knowledge going through my career.
Yeah, for sure. Where did you start? Were you at an independent company? Were you with a franchise? Where were you at the beginning?
When I very first started, I was with Realty Executives.
Okay.
That's where I started my career.
Okay.
And my greatest mentor was actually the broker there. And we've remained friends through the years and went full circle. I ended up at his brokerage and I was there for about 9 years of my
Oh, wow.
career.
Okay.
And then went and ended up with a little boutique brokerage that I absolutely loved. I absolutely love the people, which is kind of, I thought I would get into this business and do the really wanting to help others, and found that I kind of like everyone, whether it's the agent side or whether that's, the people that we're helping. I just kind of that people, help them all.
Hmm. Hmm. Did you have a team? Did you ever build a team, or were you on a team, or you just been a solo agent
I've been
pretty
a
much?
solo agent my whole
Okay.
career, but I always came out as, a team because I always looked at it as my escrow officer, my lender,
Right.
my home warranty peeps, everyone, made my team. And so, I've always had a transaction coordinator. I learned early on that you don't handle the paperwork, get them because it just keeps you doing what you do. So,
Right.
they were on my team, even though I was a solo agent.
Okay. What kind of production have you done over the years? What do you have any idea like what your biggest year was?
My biggest year, I think, was 72 deals
Oh
that
my
I
goodness.
did, and I did that the 4th year I was in business.
Wow. That's a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a
I
lot
mean,
right
I
there.
I was working, working, and it was interesting because I was so into that. Then I didn't realize that the market was going to crash at that point,
Yeah.
and I went, "Oh, hit the brakes."
Right. 2008. What kind of adjustments did you have to make if you go back? Do you remember like 2008? I mean, everybody, the good agents had to
Oh,
adjust or you were done. I mean,
yeah.
we had a
Well, and
lot of
we
agents
had a
got out of
lot
the
of agents
business.
that fell out of the business at that point.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I was used to a certain lifestyle at that point, and I really had to figure out, okay, what am I going to do?
Hmm.
I didn't want to do the 9 to 5 again. I swore I would never do that.
Hmm.
And so I decided, okay, short sales are a thing, foreclosures are a thing. So I dove headfirst and learned everything I could and became a short sale foreclosure specialist.
There you go.
And
We did
and
that.
that's
Yeah.
what I did,
Yeah.
you know.
That's what we had to do. I mean, we did, my goodness, it was 3 years of just short sales, and there's nothing short about them. I mean, a lot of these agents, the last 3 or 4 or 5 years, they have no idea
Oh,
what a
no,
short sale
no,
is,
no kidding. Well, I got
Yeah.
really good at them. I mean, I did. I was number 3 in the state of Utah with short sales.
Wow.
Um, I only lost one in my entire career to foreclosure. Uh, and that was due to the fact that the appraiser came in and said, "There's black mold." So the bank, they're like, "Well, that's done."
Hmm.
And I
Yeah.
had, stacks of offers on the table for it, but the bank didn't care.
Wow. There you go. Let me ask you, because I know, and you have a program that I think you created this, right? Like for new agents. It's like a mentoring coaching program of some sort for new agents, right? How long have you had
Absolutely.
that up and running? When did you
I've
start
had
that?
it up and running since 2017.
Okay. Last 5 years. What made you decide you wanted to do that?
It was interesting. I was part of a mastermind on social media where it was just a big group within Facebook, and everyone would always ask the questions. And it usually typically was a new agent that was like, well, I need leads, that I need more business. And so they would get the leads and then they would be like, these leads are crap. And I'm like, what's so wrong about the leads?
Right.
Are they, just bad credit? What is it? And it got me to thinking that, okay, they're thinking these are bad leads when really it's just a matter of they don't know how to work them. They're not, they haven't been in the business long enough, so they really don't know how to nurture these leads. And online leads are different than picking up the phone and, dialing for dollars, more or less.
Right.
It's a whole new beast out there. And so I thought, how can I help them so that they don't drop out of the business? Because a lot of them, had a lot of passion and a lot of drive to do what they were doing. And I thought it would be, a real loss if they just kind of threw their hands up and went back to work.
Hmm.
And so I thought, okay, well, Zoom was a big thing. So I got everybody in and started talking with everyone in our mastermind and, asking questions like, how can I help you? And then I was just kind of making notes. Well, I devised an entire coaching program that walked them step by step through it and got that launched. And it became very popular because agents didn't know how to do their scripts. They didn't know how to stay engaged with the client. They didn't know how to, watch for signs of, okay, they're shifting this way. They're not even really listening to me anymore. I've kind of lost this client.
Yeah.
And so I thought, okay, this is definitely needed. And then in 2019, well, it was right towards the end of 2019, right before COVID hit. And I decided to take it off of an actual platform and make it more engaging, because I actually wanted to, physically talk with these people. Well, they were from all over.
Right.
And so it wasn't like I could, come on into the conference room because they're in all different states. So I put them on Zoom, and then decided to start doing breakout rooms and doing skill set training, just practicing scripts.
Nice.
And then doing listing presentations and buyer consults so that everyone was on top of their game.
Mm-hmm.
And then we would go through and learn how to convert those leads that they were bringing in.
Right.
And, it's been really successfand
That's awesome.
Agents, are excited to do real estate and can go into it confidently,
Mm-hmm.
and if they do have a question, they reach out and they're like, okay, now what do I do? They said this and I didn't practice this.
Right. Do you have any idea how many agents you've had go through the program that you have?
315.
Wow. That's awesome. Good
Yeah.
for you. What's the name of it? What's the name of the program?
The program's Explosive Impact Real Estate Mastery.
Okay. Cool. And so if there's an agent out there that is, they're new and they're wanting some help, I mean, they could get in touch with you, and you still have that program running. There you go.
Yeah. In fact,
Sure.
all they have to do is, just reach out to me. I'm on pretty much every social media platform out there. You can Google my name and find me really easy.
There you go. For sure. And then you're also certified John Maxwell. Which I love John Maxwell. I mean, I don't know these books over here. I probably got 10 John Maxwell books back there, all the leadership books and different things. I mean, he's just brilliant at all that stuff. How long have you been part of his program?
Since 2020.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was that like going through that? I mean,
it's transformational to be honest, on a completely almost a deep-seated level. You don't realize what you don't know until you start reading through some of his principles, and you're like, whoa, the light goes on, and
Right.
everything starts to make, a lot of sense. And, he's a deeply spiritual man, but at the same time, he's brilliant. He's really brilliant when you start to look at how he looks at the world and how he looks at business.
Right.
So we're getting ready to open the Change Your World transformation tables, which are kind of cool. So.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. No, I love reading his stuff. I mean, again, the light's going. Yeah. You said something right there too. You don't know. It's like, you don't know what you don't know. And I say that to agents all the time when it comes to taking a look at EXP. Yeah. You haven't been here very long. You 4 months, right?
Yeah.
At EXP. When someone reached out, did you look at it right away when somebody reached out to you? Were you wide open to look at it immediately, or was it several times of people coming to you?
I had been approached probably a couple hundred times via social media, and I didn't care for the way it was approached at that time,
Right.
the way they were coming at me. And then I just happened to end up in a conversation with a gentleman, and we started talking, and I was like, okay, he wasn't that reach out here, watch this, do this, and it was like,
Right.
well, I don't even know what this is,
Right.
And, it kind of, just the way he approached it and the way he spoke about the company intrigued me. And it was the first time I had been intrigued about EXP. And so I started actually looking at it a little closer. And then come to find out, here a few months ago, one of my good friends, Belladonna, actually reached out, and she's like, you're never going to believe this, but I actually just switched to EXP. And I'm like, no way. I couldn't believe that she'd left, because we've actually we've been really good friends. and lived next door to each other and were neighbors, and then kind of followed each other around in our career. It was just kind of weird. And then she tells me she moved to EXP. And I says, well, and I've really been considering doing the same. So I actually joined up with her, and then learned that there was more to this company than I even thought was there. And it had everything to do with, we're in real estate. Everyone's competitive. No one wants to, everyone wants to beat that agent. They don't want to share anything. And I'm over here going, I'm sharing everything. How do you do this? Well, let me tell you, let me show you how I did it, and it just, we really meshed the company concept, how it works, how everyone's willing to help everyone. Honestly, everyone's standing in the middle of the ladder with their hand down, and they're willing to help you up, and then you're both going to the top. That's my whole outlook with this company is everyone's willing to help the next person. Regardless, you're all in the same career, but they want to take you up that ladder as well.
Yeah. It's definitely, and the collaboration here is beyond anything that I've experienced in 20 years now of being in the business. It's at a whole nother level. And it's really weird because it's, being a virtual company, people think, again, I need those relationships. I need those people. I've got more relationships right now with realtors than I've had my entire 20 years, which is just weird because, again, you wouldn't think it'd be that way being virtual. But it is. It's just there's something about it. Workplace is a great tool that we all use. I use Workplace a lot. The conferences. There's a couple of conferences that we go to. A lot of us are going. Are you going to be in Orlando here in 2 weeks?
I wish I hadn't made plans at that time.
Yeah. And again, I know you're brand new over here. Let me ask you this, because again, you've been here for 4 months. So, in all honesty, how has it been? Has it been good for your business?
There was a lot to learn. There was a lot to learn. Mm-hmm. And so there was, kind of that learning curve in the beginning. Right. And, I'm one of those, I like to know pretty much where I'm going, how I'm going to get there, and kind of put my strategy together. And I found that, the onboarding process was great, even though there was a lot to it. But it was the process that was handed down to me from those that I'm working with that made it that much smoother. Right. Because I can imagine if I hadn't had their system to kind of go through, that I could have been a little overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Because there is a lot to learn, because this company offers so much. There's more to it than just rev share and stocks, which is pretty much what most people hear, but they don't realize that there's so much more.
Yeah.
You sign up with a brokerage. Well, EXP is a brokerage. You're not just signing up with that person that you talk to so you're actually going in with a brokerage as if you was, walking through the door of Coldwell Banker.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. But think back over the last 17 years. There's probably lots of answers to this. I know I would probably have a lot of answers. Can you think of what was one of the biggest challenges that you faced in the 17 years? What's been one of the hardest things about this business, in the 17 years you've been doing it?
I can say that, probably consistency, staying consistent with what I needed to do in order to have deals every month.
Okay.
And building those relationships so that I had repeat business. Because I was told early on in my career, if you get one happy client, that client will refer you 5 more people over, the lifetime of knowing that person. Mm-hmm. And so I tried really hard to make sure that I did, was getting referrals, and now I get referrals left and right. But I think that was, probably one of the hardest lessons to learn was to stay consistent doing the things that work. And then when you're doing really well, not to pull off the throttle and go, oh, life's great, and then go, oh, crap.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got to kick it into gear again.
Being consistent in future business and bringing in future, making those calls. It's one of the hardest things.
Yeah. But that's also one of the things that I love about EXP is it gives me an exit strategy.
Yeah.
something I didn't have before. I couldn't, I'm like, my husband's getting ready to retire in 3 years. Well, I don't necessarily have to retire. I can stay with EXP and I can still do what I do, even if I'm, on the beach in Maui or something, I mean,
Right.
it's just not something I could do if I was at my boutique brokerage that I was with, that just
Yeah.
wouldn't happen.
There's no way out of this business for most people. The retirement plan for most realtors: buy as many rental properties as you can and hope that
Mhm.
works out. And again, nothing wrong with that. Diversify. I've had rental properties. I'll have more rental properties, that kind of stuff. But man, oh man, it could be every 2 years with, new paint, new carpet, new landscaping, fix the hole in the wall, all this kind of stuff. The outlay of cash to keep that up and running sometimes can be really challenging. A lot of curveballs that come out of there. But then you look at this revenue share piece for those that want to participate in that. And again, it's a very small percentage of agents that do it. We get accused of that all the time. All you guys do is
Mhm.
recruit. It's so not true. When you really look at the numbers, it's not that way. But man, to have that exit strategy, there's several different ways to be able to pull back down the road for those that want to. I love at
Absolutely.
least having the option. I didn't have the option before.
Well, and
You know?
this company gives you many options. It's not just you only have this leg of business, to make revenue.
Yeah.
They give you several. Yeah,
Mhm.
and I think that's the small part that a lot of people miss is there's more to what we do at EXP than just recruit, which is what a lot of them think we do.
Right.
No, I still sell real estate and I still help my clients and I help my agents and there's just more to this business than recruiting.
Yeah, for sure. What would you say to some of the new agents right now? They've been licensed in the last 6 months, 8 months, year. The market is shifting. It's a tough market. It's been a tough market for the last
Mhm.
several years here. What would you say to some of those new agents who they're just, man, they're frustrated. They might be like, they just can't seem to get it off the ground. What are they like? What would you say to somebody like that?
I
If you
would
were in
I
that
would tell
situation again from before, like, you know what I mean? What would you tell yourself with that?
for one, I would tell them to learn their market, know exactly what their numbers are,
Hmm.
because that's a lot to this business. If you don't know your numbers, you can get to where you're not giving out the right information. Educate yourself, get your skill sets up. You're going to really need them going into this the market that we're shifting to. It's not going to be, that hand over fist business that they've been used to for the last 2 years.
Yeah,
It's going to be back to where, you're seriously going to have to get out there and prove that you're the right agent for the job. And in order to do that, your skill sets need to be there. You need to know what to do, say, to help educate your clients through the process.
definitely. Get as many tools in your toolbox as possible. You
And as
know?
an agent, I don't think we can have enough. I think it's
Mm-mm.
something that we've got to continually educate ourselves. Even 17 years, even 20 years, you've got to stay on top of it because it's an ever-changing market. Even, I
Yeah.
mean, this market's different. Everyone's like, "Oh, this is 2008 all over again." And I'm like, I'm over here going, "Oh no, this is not 2008."
Whole different animal.
Yeah,
Whole different. I don't know where it's going, but whole different animal than 2008. I don't
definitely.
what do you see with it? Do you think it'll be another, will it be another 2008? What do you think we're coming into? Nobody has a
I
crystal ball
don't
on it.
think
What do you
we're
think?
looking at a 2008 at all. I
Yeah.
have this debate a lot of times, even with my husband, who doesn't do real estate, but he listens to me do real estate. And he has his opinion on, telling me it's definitely, this is a recession. This is what's happening,
Right.
and we're going to go into a depression. And I'm over here. So we have our little debate as to, you know, how we see the market going. And yeah, there's a shift in the market. I think we're going to see that interest rates are going to continue to go up for a bit. I don't see those coming down a whole lot. Um, but I also think that's how it's going to level out the market,
Yeah.
you know. So our prices here, we're still, I mean, Utah's still very much in demand. We still have a lot of people that are moving around, for jobs or, because we have a pretty strong employment market here.
Right.
And so I don't see us slowing down a whole lot, but I do think that it will level the playing field a little bit more and kind of get a little more even, not so much, sellers being able to get what sellers demand. And the buyers over here going, well, I'll give you my firstborn if I can get this house,
Yeah.
because that's kind of, the way it was. I mean, we've had sellers being able to live in their house for 60, 90 days while a buyer's making the house payment in a house that they don't even live in yet.
Yeah.
So
no, for sure.
I think
shift going on. Yeah, for sure. I mean, and the good agents will get through it, but you adjust.
You do.
You adjust along the way, and you learn new tools. You learn new strategies. You get yourself around the best agents. You end up plugging in with you when it comes to some of this coaching that you're doing. You plug in around good agents. You learn from them. Stay open to new ideas.
Yeah. And I love to learn from other agents because even though, I'm talking with new agents, they'll come up with an idea or a new perspective. And I'm over here going in my brain, I'll like, whoa, okay. Now why hadn't I thought of that? They're brand new and I've been doing this for a while, but that's really cool. And that should work, but it's just keeping an open mind. And it's one thing I love to listen to different perspectives from other agents because I think it helps me grow as an agent and it makes me a better agent because I'm learning from them just as much as they're learning from me.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
well, stay open-minded. That's what got you over here to begin with.
Yeah.
That's how we survive the business as long as we have. I think be open to new ideas, be open to new things and whatever. I think I've always been open to looking at things. I've always been open to trying new things. And again, I've done plenty of things that didn't work. Well, that was a mistake, but you learn from that and you get better because of it. That's how you grow, man, you fail forward. John Maxwell.
Well, and I think that definitely was something that took me a bit to learn was that it was okay to fail because if you didn't fail, you can't succeed because you don't have those learning tools to take you to the next level.
Yeah.
And it took me a bit to kind of wrap my head around that because it was, not something I had ever even thought of. I mean, and I waited till I was 32 to decide to do real estate. I wasn't smart enough to start it right out of school.
Right.
So, it's definitely something to, go, okay, this is what I need to do. And I don't want to be the smartest person in the room.
Yeah, you're in the wrong room if you're in there too long. I love helping people, all that, but I want to get to that room where I want to be a sponge of as many as I can be.
It's like, back when you were a kid and you're like, learning everything. That's me in the room is, I can go in there and I could be the dumbest person in the room because I just want to absorb what everyone is teaching.
Yeah, for sure. Well, 4 months in, it's great to have you here.
Yeah, really I'm looking to many more months, many more months.
Yeah, definitely. Well, good deal. Any last things yeah, for sure. Any last things you want to share before we wrap it up here? I really appreciate you being on here. I appreciate your time.
I think, I would want to share is keep an open mind. If someone actually says, hey, have you taken a look at EXP? Have an open mind. Take a look at it.
Yeah.
No one's, twisting your arm to do anything with it. But you owe it to yourself to know what people are talking about.
Yeah. There's a reason why the biggest agents are flocking here.
Yes.
And it's good for new agents. It's good for seasoned agents. It's just, making more money doing what you're going to do anyway, getting paid in multiple ways for things you're going to do anyway. It's like all that just made sense to me. I never thought I'd make another move. I was at 100% company before I came over here. This just made too much sense to me.
Well, I was with the 100% brokerage and I was like, and I loved where I was at. I loved, I was making good money. It had nothing to do with that. And I loved the people that I worked with, but this just clicked, I can still do what I love, but there's some days if I don't want to do it anymore, I might not have to.
Yeah. At least have the option.
Yeah.
I just didn't have that other places. So, well, it's great to have you here. So, and guys, I appreciate it. Whatever. Again, you can reach out to Tamra, find her on social media. She's all over there. Just Google search, her name. If you're a new agent, want to check out her coaching program, her mentoring program that she has. What's it called again? What's the name of it?
Explosive Impact.
Explosive Impact. So you look that up as well, but find her, she's doing some great things, been in the business a long time. So Tamra, thank you very much. Totally
Thank
appreciate your
you.
time. So guys, if you have any questions, you could, put the questions there on Facebook, YouTube, whatever. Tamra or myself will definitely get your questions answered. You can subscribe to my page on YouTube as well. We're doing this a couple times a week. Hit the like button, all that kind of stuff. It helps us out, but we appreciate it. So Tamra, have a great rest of your day. Have a great rest of your week. Guys, thank you very much. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.